Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 13th, and let's get right into things. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit that subscribe button so you can get future notification. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and down in the description, you can join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time in the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. So let's go over some economic data that just popped out right now. Core CPI 0.2%. They were expecting 0.3. I think that is going to be a positive impact on the market, actually. And month over month expected, and year over year as expected. So let's take a look at the broader market, see what's happening. Yep, we are getting a nice little push. It's the 4-hour there. Okay, new highs on the ES. Approaching some good levels on the NASDAQ right now. I think this is just pretty much helping the Fed lower these rates probably more aggressively, but we'll see if this holds up. The first little pop here, first minute. We'll see. Everything can change. Pretty good movement though so far. Good morning, Anthony. All right, let's get into it. All right, so yesterday we did come up here on the ES. We did come up to this midline regressional trend line that I had here. We bounced right off it. You can see right now we're going through it pretty aggressively right now. Let's see. Take a look at the volume here that's coming through here. You know, the volume's okay. I would, you know, this is the first candle of the pre-market right now, so I would not get crazy. Anything could happen right now within the first minute of the hour. So let's just take a look and see what things happen. If you get a good push right now, and then I would say that this would be a good pullback level at 7,028 for some support. But with this big extended candle right here, you're going to have to see how things are going to pan out. I would say, though, I do like, you know, we're in uncharted territory here right now. So if you fan out a little bit on the 4-hour, what I have here, the next level that I have up here really to measure up is 7209.03. That's the high end of this regressional trend line that I drew way back from August. I believe it was either August or April. Let me just go back and see how far back I went here. Yeah, I think this is from April. So you can see how it followed this. You know, we did dip down. I think it was in November here. Yeah, that was November. And I think that had everything to do with that Bitcoin glitch in the marketplace. But now we are above that midpoint of that regressional trend line. So you can see if we can maybe, you know, get higher here. I would say that maybe pullbacks to, if you can keep pulling back or keep pushing, maybe pullbacks to this previous all-time high at 7,014 would be a good pullback. All kinds of pullback levels, I think, right now. As the market pushes higher that you could get throughout the day. Let's kind of look down here a little bit closer to 15-minute right now. So you could have a pullback level down here, 7,014. I do like that 7,014 level as a pullback level. If you lose that level, we come back down to 69.99.30. There's all kinds of levels that we have down here: 69.91.50, 69.77.75. We'll see if this holds up here right now. So, you know, like I said, this is the first 4 minutes after the economic data came out. So we'll see if it holds up. It's looking pretty positive so far, but we are breaking out into new all-time highs on the ES right now. So we'll see where that leads us from there. So if this holds up, then at this level right now, then you're looking for pullback longs. And where are your pullback longs? Your pullback longs are previous highs. Those are areas where if you you break through them, they're break and retest. You come back and you look for those areas of pullback longs, right? So there's one. The first one here is 724.72. That's kind of tight. I don't necessarily like that one. And this one right here from the previous day, that's tight as well. You do have the all-time high at 70.14. That's a decent level I like, because that was sitting there for quite a while until we finally broke it. So that once you break that level, that could be a pretty decent level if we pull back to that 7,014 and we hold that level. If we do lose that, I think that we can pull back down here to the 69.99.30. And then again, if we lose that, I think we're going to give back all of yesterday's moves, all of yesterday's morning move, and then come on back down here to the 69.77.75. But it seems to be pretty strong right now, so hopefully we can continue to get this push. Like I said, I don't have it. It's uncharted territory up here, so the only thing that I have to go by is this regressional trend line that I drew here, which, where you don't draw a parallel line, you draw it's kind of going in a diagonal upward line here, and so that bounces off of these lines. This regressional trend line that channels higher. So the next level that I have here for resistance would be coming in at 72.0654 until this starts developing right now. So there's really not going to be anything that you're going to be able to measure off of until you start having a few days of trading. So we'll see how that develops. On the NASDAQ now, we're still not, I don't think we've reached the new highs yet. We're getting there. NASDAQ could push right now in the NASDAQ. Let's just break this down a little more. Let's go pull a little out there. So the NASDAQ, so there's a lot of room on the NASDAQ to move here right now. I do like these levels that we're approaching right now. Could get some resistance. We are getting some resistance at the 26,024 level. You could see right now if we pop through that, then I'd like us to push up to this 26,120 level. And then if we could get through that level, I think we could really get a nice little push. And let me just see where we can get to on that next level up there. Ultimately, without any resistance, I think we can push up into this, pushing towards that all-time high, 26,670. Do we get there right away in one day? I would say no, but I think that there's definitely some decent levels coming in that we can push to. I'd like us to push to this 26,258 level. That's a few hundred points higher if we can get through that 26,121 level. But we are still rejecting. This is a 4-hour chart right now. Let's get down to a 15. We are still rejecting this 26,034 level. You can see that wick coming in here. So if we can regain this and post-market, when the market opens up, I'd like us to push into that 26,120. If we get through there, then we get to that 26,258, 258.50 level. And I believe that is the high. Where's that high of? Yeah, I'm going to correct this. Let's just remove that drawing. And that is the high from October 25th. So we're going to label that October 25th. So I like that level for the market to push into. And if we push into that level, then I would anticipate us to get a little resistance up there, right? So right now, this first level to contend with is this 26,034. If we can get above that when the market opens up, during regular trading hours, we push into that 26,120. I would anticipate getting a little resistance up there. If we can plow through that, then we go to 26,266. I think that would be a pretty good push up there. As far as pullback levels, I like a pullback level is 25,931.25. If we lose that level, I like this pullback down to this 25,881.25 level. And then, of course, if we lose that, I really love this level down here that we've been holding now, 25,844.75. If you were watching yesterday's pre-market analysis, I had this as a red rectangle. It's proven to me now that this is now a decent support level. So once we lost it right here, and then we regained it yesterday, and I saw now in pre-market how it's supporting that level. Now, to me, it's giving me confidence. This is a nice support level here, and so for us to move higher, let's take a look at our moving averages here. So you can see we are above all of our moving averages here, the 50, the 20, and we are pushing higher right now. So that's a positive sign. So everything is bullish. So when you are above these moving averages, you're looking for pullback longs. So you know, are you saying like, okay, I want to buy right away? No, you're just looking for levels to get in so you can start taking it longer, right? So an ideal pullback, I would say, if you do get this pullback, is 25,844.75. To me, that's an ideal pullback. There are a couple levels up here first. You have yesterday's close right there, 25,953. That's a decent pullback level. If you can get that level, let's see here. Yeah, that would be a pretty decent level there. But we'll see where the market, you know, if the market holds it up for us right now. It's starting to give back a lot of this that we just got on that market data that just came out. So yesterday's close, decent level to hold, push higher. If we lose yesterday's close, we come back down here, 25,881.25 is that first level of support. And then between that 25,815 to 25,844.75 is your next level of support right there before we push higher. And then, of course, if we lose that, then we come back down here to November 28th high, 25,750.75. Let's go into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get future notification. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then also go down in the description, join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. Central Time to 10 a.m. Central Time. Tesla, let's start with our point of control levels that are still open here. So we have this point of control level that's still open, and that is from January 5th. And those of you that are new to the channel, these point of control levels, I keep them open, and they're self-generated from a script that I have on my charts here. That it shows where the average trade is where the most volume is being traded during that that session of trading, right? So let me expand this out a little bit. I'll go 30 days. It's better. So, for example, yesterday, the most volume was traded at this price line right here at 450.98, right? So I would have drawn a line here. We closed here, and I would have drawn a point of control line right here. Well, you could see in pre-market right now, we hit it, right? So I would take that. If I had a line drawn there, I would take that off. So now, if we go back and we look, I have an open point of control level, open point of control 455.09, and that was set back January 5th. Okay, so if we go all the way back here to January 5th, we could see it got close, but it did not hit that level. And what I mean is, when the market closes, it has to come back and hit that level, and then move down from that level or up from that level, whichever. If it's lower, you want it to hit and then move up. If it's higher, you want it to hit and then move down. It acts as a support and resistance level. So as you can see, this level right here is still open because it did not get hit. If you get real tight on it, you can see it popped up. It got close. It did not hit. And same thing for yesterday. It tried to get up. It almost got up there yesterday, and it did not get hit yesterday as well. Yesterday's high, we got up to 454.30. So we were close, 70 cents away, so it's still open. So I still like that target, 455.09. Well, even better yet, we still have a open point of control, 478.35, and that was set back in December of the end of last year. So you can see this point of control. I love that. When you have a point of control that far away that did not get hit, and so that gives us a nice little target here, 478.35 for Tesla to get hit to. So if we can regain certain levels, I'd like Tesla to get into that 478.35 level. Do I like it to get into there today? You know, with Tesla, you never know. Tesla can rally 30 points in a day if you get some good positive push behind it, especially the economic data that's supporting the market right now. You never know with Tesla. So I think our first target for today think when the market opens, if you can hold this 450.98, which is September's high, I think we could push into that 455.09. If you get in that 455.09, I think you get a low resistance. You probably get a low resistance first from yesterday's high. Market may pull back from yesterday's high off of that. And then if we can get through that, we hit that 455.09, and then you may get some resistance there. And then if we get through that, you get to that 459 level, which is a low from December 15th. Now, what typically happens on a low, when the market pulls back to a low, it's a break and retest. So the market breaks a level, comes back up and tests that level, and you may get a reaction there on the downside, right? So that's why I have these lows, and I have them marked as lows and highs. So for example, on a high, if you break through the high, like we did yesterday, this high that we broke through becomes a really nice support level. So if the market were to pull back, this would be a great long entry. So this is considered a break. So you break that level on the upside. So we're below it. Now we broke above 439.74. And now the market wants to come, if it does come back, it tests this level. And then this would be a great level to take a long from, okay? Now the same thing on the low. So if you broke this low of 459, let's see where we broke this low of 459. So we broke this low of 459 right here, right? And you can see what happened in regular trading days. We broke the low, and we didn't quite get back up to that 459 level yet. So now we're below it. So if we get back up to that 459 level, you could potentially think about taking a short at this level. So there's all different ways to create a trade book on your trading. However, you can't create a trade strategy based on one 20-minute pre-market analysis that I give you. You have to put in the time and the effort, and you'll figure out, as you start watching the market and you start watching your certain equity, you see how it moves during the markets, and then you can create your trade book. So now that being said, how do I monetize this, right? So now what I'll do, so now I have my different levels. So now where I'll go from here, I only trade options and I only trade Tesla options. So now I start with the basics. So on my basic start for the day is I start with the 5-minute opening range trade. Now, why do I start with that 5-minute opening range trade? Because if you look on any day, and I would say if you take 100 days, you're talking in the 90 percentile range, even higher. The first 5 minutes of every candle of every day, the first 5 minutes of the day has the highest volume versus the first 5 minutes and then the last 5 minutes, right? So you see in this first 5 minutes right here. So if you look right here, this shows where the volume is. This first 5 minutes had 2.4 million shares, right? So if I go to the last candle of the day, it had 1.2 million shares. Now this big candle that we're looking at right here had a similar size, right? But you can't pay attention to the size. You have to look at what the actual volume is. This is after hours. This had 2.4 million shares as well. So the first 5 minutes, and not until the first 5 minutes of after hours, did Tesla trade the same amount of volume. So now why is that significant? So the first 5 minutes, it kind of dictates where the market may go. So you could see right here, I have on here, this is another script that I have, and it generates the first 5 minutes of the market range. So as the market's moving the first 5 minutes, this green box is moving up and down, up and down. And then after the first 5 minutes is done, then this stays stationary the entire day. Not only does it stay stationary for the entire day, it stays stationary for all the previous days too. So I can go back and I can look and analyze all the 5-minute trades that I've had back, and I can go back as far back as I want to go, right? So you can see all these 5-minute breaks and how they work, and you go back and it's really eye-opening, right? However, it's a lot easier to go back and look at things hindsight when you're versus when you're in the moment, right? Because you have to learn how to trade when you're in the moment because you're trading with real dollars, right? So looking at yesterday, so we had the first 5-minute range, right? So the first 5-minute range yesterday was 438 for the low and 443.58 for the high. So once you break it, there's several ways that you can take this trade. You can wait till you can get away from the wickiness, because the first half hour is usually wicky, until you can get some solid movement. and then get confident in the direction that the market's going to take you. So the range here, once you broke that 443.58, you know, you pretty much got 443, 7. You know, it's unbelievable move that you got there. 7 and $17. It's unbelievable. I mean, look at these moves that you're getting on Tesla. So how does that monetize? So when I go here and I look at my options here, I have on the top here, I have my calls, and then I have my puts. So if I think Tesla's going down, I'm buying puts, and if I think it's going up, I'm buying calls. So I use always expiration, the Friday expiration dates for the week. So they're weekly expirations for Friday. So this week's expiration is January 16th, and I use them for both the calls and the puts. And so what happens at the beginning of the week, I give myself a wider spread. So today I may, use Tesla. I may start the day off and have my call price at 460. So that means that I can give Tesla a little room, and the premium price is $3.60. The further out I go on the strike price, the premium price lowers. So now here I've got a 440 premium price on the put price, right? So it's $10 away from the strike price here. So this premium price, it closed yesterday at $4.05. This yellow line right here, this is where the market closed. So because we're opening up higher, the put price premium is going to be lower. And because we are higher, the call price is going to be higher, right? Because if you think Tesla's going to go up and you buy a call price, the premium price goes higher. And the reason why I like it in the $3 range, at least the $3 range, because the market moves in 5 cents at a time when you get to that $3 range. So if you look right here, it goes from $3 to $3.05 to $3.10, versus if you're below $3, it goes from $2.97, $2.98, $2.99. And why does that matter? Because if you're buying a one lot and you buy it at $2.98 and you sell it at $2.99, you make $1. If I buy a one lot at $3 and sell it at $3.05, I make $5. So you're making 5 times your money if you buy a premium that's above $3. So anyways, that's what I'm going to start out with today. And I always, I can move my strike prices as the market moves, because as we all know, Tesla can move $20, $30 in a day. And then as it moves, I adjust the strike prices to make the premiums at a cost-efficient way, to fit my trading strategy. Anyways, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, like this video, and come and join the Discord community for live trading at 8:30 a.m. Central Time to 10 a.m. Central Time every day, Monday through Friday. If I don't see you there, I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great day.